go to number 7.
Yeah.
Today's the 22nd. So on today was 21. Today is 22. So number 7. Number 7 says angle 1 and angle 2 are vertical angles. If the measure of angle 1 is 17x plus 1, the measure of angle 2 is 20x minus 14, we have to find the measure of angle 2. So if I look at my vocabulary sheet, vertical angles look like this. It's like a crisscross and they're above and below. So when in doubt, we're going to draw it out. When in doubt, draw it out. When in doubt, draw. Okay, sorry. So number 7, we're going to make a little crisscross. Crisscross. So I'm going to put 1 and 2. It doesn't matter if they're top and bottom or side to side. As long as they're vertical, meaning across from each other, then you're good. So angle 1 is 17x plus 1. Angle 2 is 20x minus 14. So if vertical angles are congruent, you set them equal to each other. They're not adding to make anything because I don't know the total of the angles. So I'm going to set them equal to each other, and then I'm going to solve like algebra 1. So 17x plus 1 equals, bless you. And if you know the vocabulary and you know they're going to be equal to each other anyway, so you don't have to draw a picture. But if you're lost in the sauce, you should draw a picture. So should I minus 1 or add 14? Sure. Technically, it doesn't matter, but let's get rid of that negative. So I'm going to add 14. So 17x plus 15 equals 20x. So now what do I have to move? Good. So I'm going to minus it because it's positive. So 15 equals 17, 3x. And then divide, I get 5. So x is 5. And then it says, it doesn't say find the value of x. It says find the measure of angle 2. So I need to substitute it back in. I need to plug it back in. I don't need to plug it into both. I just need to plug it into angle 2. So right here, you don't need to show the math for this. You can just do this in the calculator, but I'm going to write it out. 20 times 5, and I'm subtracting 14. What is it? 86. So the answer is 86 degrees. So the measure of angle 2 is 86. Nice. Very nice. How do we feel? Do we remember this from Thursday?
Yes, shut up.
Oh, that's aggressive.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like 8 o'clock in the morning. We don't need that kind of negativity in our life. Okay, let's do another one. Let's go to number 9. Number 9 is the ones you guys love the most. They're your favorites. They're on the test. Well, there's one on the test. Number 9 says, if the measure of angle P is 3 less than twice the measure of angle Q, and P and Q are supplementary angles, find each angle measure. You're like, what the heck? Which one is just going to be X?
X. L.
Q. There's not even an L. This one's going to be X because this is what we know nothing about. So the one in the back of the sentence will always be X. So it says if measure of P is 3 less than twice the measure of Q. Q we don't know anything about. Q is X. How do we write 3 less than twice the measure?
So -3, right?
-3 because it's 3 less. How do I say twice? 2x times 2. Twice is 2x times 2. So when in doubt, let's draw it out. What are they adding to make? They're supplementaries. So they equal 180. So I'm going to draw a linear pair. One of the angles is just X. That's technically Q. The other angle is P, which is 3 less than twice. So instead of saying -3 and 2x, it's 2x minus 3. We're adding in total to make how much?
180.
180. Most of you on the test on Thursday will do this. You're going to figure out this sentence and you're going to be like, I'm a genius because I figured out the hard part. And then you're gonna be like, yes, 2x minus 3. And then it's supplementary, and you're gonna be like, it equals 180. And then what's the worst part is the district will allow this to make a whole number. And you're gonna be like, I got a whole number. I'm a genius. I'm good. But you're forgetting to add in the additional angle. So you have to add in the original x. There's always an extra x in these weird word problems because you have to add angle q. So don't forget the extra x. So x plus 2x is 3x. Minus 3 equals 180. So if I add 3, 183. And then I divide. Somebody with a calculator. There's lots of calculators up here. Anyone? 61. And then it says find each angle measure. So we don't just need the small one. This one's 61 degrees. And then this one is 119 degrees. So this one's angle P because it says P is 3 less than twice that amount. So this is angle P. This is angle Q. Angle Q is just X. Angle P is double it, minus 3. So P is the bigger one. So they want each measure. So I do have to plug it back in. You do have one of those on your test on Thursday because I know we love these. And I don't get to make your test. So let's go to the back. We're going to do 2 more, and then you guys can just start working on these, and then you'll get done. It doesn't matter. Yeah, because it's just your picture that's helping you. But yes, technically just X would be the smaller one. But once again, it doesn't matter because your picture is just there to help you. Some people don't even need pictures. You don't need a picture if you don't need a picture, but most of you need a picture. So when in doubt, draw it out. Okay, 14. 14 says, find the value of X if QS bisects PQR. What does bisect mean? Cut it in half. Okay, so it crosses it and equals into 2 equal parts. It's cutting it in half. So it bisects PQR. So this is cutting it in half. Okay, PQR, the measure of PQR is 82 degrees. There's 2 ways to solve for X. What is one of the things I should maybe do or could do? Well, we got to find X, yeah. Okay, what did we do on the last one? So we can never add an X to a picture if there's already a problem in here. We can't just like make up an X. The reason why we can make up an X in the word problems is because we don't have an X anywhere in our problem. If there's already like equations like this, you can't just add an X in your equation. Huh? So the last one was like words. Yeah, but like we made that one X because there was no like in the sentence, there was no like equation X, then we could put an X. But like how we did this one, notice that there's equations, like this is an equation, this is an equation. There's already X's there. We can't just add an X to the equation because there's X is already representing something based on the problem. So on here, we can't just add X, but we could technically put something here. What would this side have to be? It's the same thing. So this is also 10x plus 1 because that side's 10x plus 1. So we can't just call it X. It would be 10x plus 1 because it's bisecting and it's equal to each other. So what mathematically could we do? We could add them and equal it to 82. So we could do 10x plus 1 plus 10x plus 1 equals 82. So take a second, combine like terms. So you're adding it twice because we cut it in half. So we're doubling the inside. 20x plus 2. Genius. Do I have to plug it back in? Do I have to plug it back in? No. It says find the value of X. You could have also, just side note, which would have been easier, but nobody said it. You could have split 82 and this would be 41 and this would be 41. Don't write this. This would be 41 and 41 because it's the whole thing's 82. So you could have just did 10x plus 1 equals 41. And then minus 1 to get 40 and then divide by 10. But either way, it's fine. So geometry, there's a million ways to do these and get the same answer. But if you double it, it's still equal to 82. Or I could have cut 82 in half, made 41, and then just equal one side 41. Okay, let's do one more. And then number 17, you're crossing out. So cross out number 17. You don't have to do 17. We're going to do 16 together. So 16 says, find the values of x and y. So when you have x's and y's both that you need to find, you can't put them together. So I would look at sometimes you're going to have more x's, sometimes you're going to have more y equations. So do I have more x equations or more y equations? I have more x's. So pretend like the y does not exist. What could I do with the x's? Combine them to make what? 180. Because they're next to each other, they form a linear pair. They make a straight line together. So I'm going to add them because they're supplementary. They're supplements. We're going to add them to make 180. So we're going to do, I don't know why I put a 1. 5x minus 17 equals 180. Because they are a linear pair, I can add them to make 180. So I'm going to combine like terms. No, the answer is not. I'm saying like, don't look at that side of the picture because that side of the picture has the y. So like, that's why I'm covering it. So 5x and 3x make 8x. Good. Negative 17 and negative 11. A lot of people will bring down a 6 because they're like 17 minus 11 of x. You got to put them together. They're both negative. So minus 28. So add 28. So 8x equals 208. And then I divide. What the heck is that? What is it? 26. Okay. So whenever you have x, we're going to take it, we're going to plug it back in because that whatever, it's like a puzzle, it's going to help us find y. So if I, in my calculator, you don't have to write it out. If I do 3 times 26 and I minus 11, how much is this itsy bitsy angle?
600.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay. And then on the other side, we're do 5 times 26 minus 17. I didn't even know that was. How much is
So
it?
if it's 180, then
Yeah.
180 minus
Yeah.
forms.
Yeah. You could do that too. How much does this say? 113. Okay. So now think like a puzzle. It's all like a puzzle. What's the square mean? 90, right angle. Good. So like, how can we, there's a million ways to do it. We gotta,
And this 67.
yeah. So 67's here. So 67 can go here because vertical angles are congruent. So 67 can go here. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Okay. So what's a way that I can figure out my y?
90 to 67. Try again. It's the interlude out.
Mhm.
90 minus 67.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this makes 180 in total. So what they're saying is if I just look at the top half now, I can take 180. If I minus 90 and I minus 67, how much is that skinny piece left? Was it 43? So 23 goes here. Now the goal is to solve for y. So what should I do with 23 and 2y plus 5? Perfect. So I'm basically setting them equal to each other. That is not the only way to do it. There's a million ways. It's geometry is kind of like a puzzle. It's using what you know and just kind of moving around things until you can figure out what to do with them. So I'm going to just subtract 5 and divide by 2. No. Yes.
Oh, it's minus 5.
So it's not a coordinate point, so don't stick them together like a coordinate point. They're separate because it's not like a quadrant plane. So X is 26, Y is 9. You don't have to plug it back in because it says just find the values of X and Y. So if you ever have two variables, you're using the one that you have more of first. In this case, we had more X's.
It's beautiful.
Okay, anyways, so you can cross out number 17, flip to the front, start with number 1.
There's no space.
Oh.
Right here.
Yeah, that's fine. Start with number 1. Let me know if you get stuck. Let me know if you get help.
Oh.
Okay. Let me